So today I'm repotting these two Tradescantia cuttings. This one, which is my Tradescantia Nanook, doesn't have that many roots, but it has enough for the being potted. And this one, which is this Tradescantia cutting, which I found in a store, has a lot. And they're even starting to dislike being in the water for so long. So they're both getting potted into normal potting mix today. And I'm gonna be using this soil, which is an airy mix, which I made for potting my petunia. And I'm just gonna be adding a bit more normal potting mix just to make it a bit less airy, because since these plants are used to being in water, I think if I make the mix too airy, they're gonna struggle with the transition. So at least now, for the moment, whilst they get used to it, I'm gonna be using this a bit less airy mix. And once they're more established, I can then put them into a better, more appropriate Tradescantia mix, which drains faster. Also, during the first week, I'm gonna have to remember to keep them quite moist so that they don't get shocked from the transition between water and soil. So let's get on to it. The first thing I'm doing is I'm just removing this dead leaf from here, because I'm scared it's gonna rot on the roots. I'm just gonna carefully remove it to try and not break any roots. There it goes. It's super slimy. I'm gonna be removing this leaf as well, I think, because it also doesn't look so good. And this plant has grown so much in water, so I hope she does well in the transition to soil as well, because when I found her at the floor of the store, she just had 2 leaves and 1 trampled over. And I think all of these new leaves she made since she's here. So I think she's happy in my setting. I hope she enjoys the soil as well. Alright, so I'm just adding about another half of just normal potting mix to my airy mix. And I'm mixing everything together, and then I'll use it for my plants. Alright, so I'm just using the small terracotta pots which I have. They're the smallest pots which I had. I hope it doesn't dry out too fast, because terracotta dries faster than plastic. And I'm a bit scared considering how small they are. But yeah, I also didn't want to put these tiny plants drowning in a huge pot. So I will just have to keep an eye on them. Here I'm just popping in my Tradescantia Nanook cutting. And I'm going to be giving it a good bottom watering, because Tradescantia Nanook doesn't want to have water on its leaves, and probably this has been caused by getting wet there. Alright, and now we're going for my Tradescantia Severina cutting. This one has longer roots actually. I really hope they don't rot in here, because, yeah, I don't know. Tradescantias are also prone to rotting if the soil is too wet for too long. But since also we have terracotta, I hope that's not gonna be happening either. Alright, so the last step is that we're just putting both baby plants in a water bath and allowing them to soak up all of the water from the bottom. And once they're saturated, I'm just gonna move them back here where they were, so under these grow lights, and hopefully they'll adapt well to the soil. So yeah, if you're interested in plants or crafts or sometimes baking, you can follow me. Alright, bye! See you in the next one.